Solve means find all values of x that make the equation true. Okay, let's have a look at example 1. Obviously that question does not have x on both sides, it just has x on the left. But I want to go through this guy with some algebra tiles to kind of help us think about what we're going to do with today's stuff when there is x on both sides. So on the left side here, we're going to have x plus 3, and on the right side we're going to have 5. And we can think about this as having kind of like an old school balance, right? So we can think about like this is balanced, so we don't want it to be balanced like this or off balance like that. We keep things balanced. And in this case, we want to get x by itself, and I'm sure you guys already know that we should subtract 3 from both sides. So I'm going to take away 3 from that side, take away 3 from that side. Our scale is going to stay balanced because we took the same thing away from both sides. And of course we show that. Let me just get this stuff out of the way here. By subtracting 3 from both sides like that. Obviously we didn't have any 1s left over here, we just had x. And after we took 3 away from 5 we had 2. Make sure that works. Write it exactly the same as the original, but with the 2 in brackets instead of the x. 2 plus 3 is 5, so we write a 5 on the left and a 5 on the right. There we go. Okay, let's have a look at b. b, we've got 2x plus 3 on this side and 3x on this side. And again, we want to keep our balance thing balanced here. So let's imagine the ruler is the little balance thing there. We've got 2x plus 3 on one side, 3x on the other side. What can we do to both sides to get x by itself without unbalancing our scale? Well, if I were to get rid of 2x from this side and 2x from that side, I'd be doing the same thing to both sides, and I'd end up with 3 equals x. So I took away 2x from both sides, so I'm going to show that here, minus 2x, minus 2x. 2x minus 2x is 0, so I'm left with 3 over here. 3x minus 2x is 1x, or just x. And same as last time, they're both x's because they're both the same number. So when I do my check, I'll have 2 times 3 plus 3 equals 3 times 3. On the left side here I need to do BEDMAS, so I'll multiply first. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 3. On the right side I've got 3 times 3 is 9. 6 plus 3 I'll replace with 9 equals 9. So when x equals 3, my equation is true, so x equals 3 is the solution. Okay, let's have a look at C here. Very similar to B. In this case, if I take away 3x from both sides, I'll be left with 1x over here and no x's over there. So let's do that. Take away 3x, take away 3x. 4x minus 3x is x. And 3x minus 3x is 0. So we get x equals negative 2. And again, let's do our check. 4 times negative 2 equals 3 times negative 2 minus 2. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. BEDMAS, I'll do that first. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Minus 2, left side stays as negative 8. Right side, negative 6 minus 2 is also negative 8. So it's true. I'm just going to draw a line here to separate these two questions. Okay, C's all done. Let's have a look at D. Okay, D, hopefully you've noticed that we don't have x on both sides. We've got a bunch of x's on one side, which means it's similar to the questions we did last lesson, where we just need to combine 2x and 3x on this side. So 2x and 3x is 5x equals 15. So be careful. Just because you see more than one thing with x's doesn't necessarily mean we want to be adding and subtracting things to both sides. Sometimes if they're on the same side, we just need to simplify that. And now we've got 5 times x where we want 1 times x. So I'll divide both sides by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so I've got 1 times x is just x. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And let's make sure that works. 2 times 3 plus 3 times 3 equals 15. I'm going to do all of the multiplying here. So I'm left with 6 plus 9 equals 15. 15 equals 15. So when x equals 3, our equation is true. And we got some lovely left-handed smudges there. Oh well, life is a lefty. Alright, so notice I've got some hints here for you guys as these get a bit more complicated. First one is you always want to get x on one side first. And again, you can still get the right answer if you don't follow these hints, but they make it way easier. If you get x on one side first, then it makes it look like the questions that we've already done, like the ones from yesterday, which just makes it easier. Second thing you want to do is choose the side with the greater number of x's. This makes things a little bit easier on you. It kind of keeps negatives out of it. Okay, so let's have a look here. We've got 2x and 3x. So we want to get all the x's on one side. But which side? Well, 3 is greater than 2, so we want to get the x's on this side, which means we want to get rid of this 2x over here. So let's subtract 2x from both sides, because 2x minus 2x equals 0. And then we end up with 0 plus 3 is just 3 over here. 3x minus 2x is x, and we still minus 4. One more step to get x by itself. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So on the left we've got 7 equals x plus 0 is just x. Do our check. 2 times 7 plus 3 equals 3 times 7 minus 4. Bed mass, I've got 14 plus 3 equals 21 minus 4. 17 equals 17, which is true, so x equals 7 is the solution to our equation. Okay, F. Again, following the hints, we want to get x on one side first, and we want to get it on the side with the greater number of x's. Be careful. Which is greater, negative 4 or negative 3? Negative 3 is greater than negative 4, which means we want to get rid of this negative 4x. So I'm going to add 4x to both sides. Negative 4x plus 4x is 0, so I'm left with just 7 over here. Negative 3x plus 4x is x. Notice, no negatives. Makes things easier. And then plus 2. One more step. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. 7 minus 2 is 5. 2 minus 2 is 0, so I'm left with just x over here. Write it exactly the same as the original, but with 5 instead of 2. And do the multiplying first. Negative 20 plus 7 equals negative 15 plus 2. Negative 13 equals negative 13. So when x equals 5, our equation is true, so x equals 5 is the solution. All right, one more. G. G, this one's a bit harder than the other ones. All right, here we go. So what we're going to want to do first is simplify each side. So I've got 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times negative x will give me 3 minus 3x. Negative 2 times 1. Negative 2. Negative 2 times 2x is going to be minus, 4x. 2 times 2 is 4. I knew that. Okay, and now which side has the greater number of x's? Well, same as last time, negative 3 is greater than negative 4. So let's get rid of this minus 4x by adding 4x to both sides. Got 3, negative 3x plus 4x is 3 plus x. Negative 2, and then basically plus 0, because negative 4x plus 4x is 0. One more step. Subtract 3 from both sides. 3 minus 3 is 0, so we have only x here. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Okay, let's do our check. I'm going to use the big square brackets. You can just use two different size brackets if you like. Notice I'm using the big square brackets because I have brackets inside of brackets. And I'm sure somebody is thinking right now, one of those is called parentheses, and I can't remember which one, and I don't care. Okay, left side, bed mass. 1 minus negative 5 is the same as 1 plus 5, so that's going to be 6. So I've got 3 times 6 over here. And now I need to go inside the brackets first, and I'm going to do 2 times negative 5. So I've got 1 plus negative 10 inside the brackets there. 3 times 6 is 18. Equals negative 2. 1 plus negative 10 is negative 9. 18 equals negative 2 times negative 9. I'll replace with 18. Perfect. So when x equals negative 5, our equation is true. So x equals negative 5 is a solution to the equation. That's all.